But yeah, there was, like an alligator skull, like right here on the table.
Thank you. So it's time 6 o'clock and call the July 27th Board of Selectmen meeting to order. Let's stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Citizen comments. We have no citizens today. Approval of the minutes.
I've read the minutes. I make a motion to be accepted as written.
I second.
So motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the June 22nd meeting. Is there any discussion on this? No. So all in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Going on there. Correspondence and announcements. For correspondence, we have a letter from the Southeastern Connecticut Water Authority looking for representatives to the board. We can appoint two people for 2-year terms. So we can post this and see if anyone's interested. I don't think we currently have anyone in the position.
I don't know if we ever had anybody in a position.
I think we have for the water authority. I don't know. It's a cable, so there's like a cable authority and a water authority that we know is not. So we'll post this and see if we get any interest. And for announcements, we received 2 speed limit signs from, they came from UConn, for a program at UConn. They attached 2 speed limit signs, but they're like the digital speed reader.
Yep.
So we have 2 of them that are 60.
Nice.
We have, they're meant to be put on town-owned roads, but we have special permission from the DOT to put them on state roads.
On either side of the school?
Well, we're thinking of putting them, the state has requested that we put one at the end of Rockville Road, like by Rockville
Yep.
Road on Beach Pond Road.
Yep.
Before Rockville
So right
Road.
before you enter that, what did you call it, the speed accelerator tunnel?
Yeah, so it would, DOT's recommending that we put one like facing Rhode Island, like before you get to Rockville Road. And then I was thinking that we put one right before you get into the village, before you get to like the Turnpike too. I'm in the process of working with the state to figure out where exactly. We have to go see if there's speed limit signs up there and those locations already. Yep. If not, we would have to have them put a speed limit sign there too. So we're in the process of getting it.
So so Robbins, Shetucket.
Yes.
Right before Route 49, the turn right before Bronson's.
Because people speed up when they come around the corner there too.
Yeah, right there. That's the beginning of the 30-mile-an-hour zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right there. Oh no, there's a 45-mile-an-hour sign there because it's actually when you get down to the light.
But I'm working with the engineer for DOT to make sure that those places are.
They'll
help me
Yeah.
figure out where to put them. So, and they're temporary for there. And they should be good for collecting data and stuff too, as well as slowing down. We just have to remind the state that they're not a permanent solution to the problem. They're just temporary for the data. So, I think that's all I have to focus on.
So on those signs, can we add anything to them, like smile? Because, you know, they already think they're on, that we're taking, people think the picture's being taken is why it's effective, so,
Yeah.
you know, just put, fine.
No. No.
Probably not, okay.
Alright, so that's correspondence and announcements, board and committee reports.
You want me to do the
Oh, yeah, do the finance.
So for fiscal year 2021, I've got most of the expenses in. We should be returning approximately 21,000 back from the expense side. On the income side, we took in an extra 90. Most of it is 117,000 in back taxes. So because I think with all the extra COVID money people got, everybody paid off their prior taxes, so we took in quite a bit of prior year taxes. Permits and licenses, so building permits and all
Was
that.
that back taxes, or was that people catching up on the tax deferment?
Back taxes, prior
Okay.
taxes they owed that were not currently due. So prior years. Permits and licenses were up 39,000, and conveyance tax from everybody selling houses, so we ended up with an extra 240 in income. So we did really well on the income part of it. So as far as last year's budget, I think we should be returning about 240, 250, maybe 260,000 total. After, you know, a few minor adjustments here and there, it won't be exactly that.
Excellent.
Mostly it's because of income, we took in more income than expected.
Excellent job by the whole town hall.
Right, it was mostly, and it was from doing work. It wasn't just from taxes, it was from collecting more taxes. It was from looking at more building permits. It was from the town clerk selling house, you know, the conveyance fees and stuff from, so even though we weren't physically open, the money we took in was more than usual. So online stuff works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions or anything?
No, but I think that-
The only thing I'd say we're looking into doing the paving is that we've got a quote, but I have some questions on that first of what they're actually.
Yeah, I want to see
looking
the
for.
specs on that before we
So,
do anything.
What I was going to add on your comment about the online systems is, this is definitely a bullet point we want to bring up at the next town meeting when we discuss the e-permitting system. Because we've now got a data point to show that online system increased revenue to the town, so we're making more than it costs us to have this feature, so it's not just a nice to have, it helps us big picture wise too.
Great. So we're on to old business discussion. And handed you guys, the job description for the town planner and economic development plan. This is just a draft. It's for you to read for the next meeting with any suggestions or edits as takeaway. This was actually put together from NECOG. They have similar job titles in Massachusetts for this, so it was based off of something there. And we can adjust it for our needs. This leads into the ARPA fund, which we had the community conversations with ago now.
Yeah, it's in June.
I think it was a very productive conversation. Adam from the school shared what they're using their funds on. We had participation from the rec commission, the EDC, residents, and some of the ideas that came forward were similar to ones that we had, which would be like the pavilion, which could be used as communal schooling space as well. Communications, the communication towers for the school, town, and fire department. And the need for the planning and the director of planning and community development, which would benefit town from housing to, business to, zoning. So that covers a lot of our unmet needs there. So, I don't know, you guys were there too, I don't know if you guys are going to comment on it.
No, I think, the three items you just mentioned, it was the communication system for biggest. That was the biggest
Number
one.
one.
And Jody's looking into that.
Yeah.
The pavilion on Constitution Field, it was, I had suggested to Adam that, you know, he's already got a quote for the one that they are going to use part of their grant for behind the school.
Yeah.
And if that's even remotely close to what would be good for the town, then having the same builder, you know, that's a chance to make our dollars stretch
He
further.
sent over plans for the one that they're doing, it's the same size as the one over here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the exact thing that's there. So,
Right.
and they're getting one for the school ground too, so it would work to do them together. So I just have to check and see, what the process is with the funds. If we have to do bids, if we have to do, stuff like that,
Right.
then we wouldn't be able to go in on it, but I'm not sure what the process is.
Did Adam say when he's starting? Or is he going
Not
ahead
yet.
with this, or this is just a?
He is on his end, I believe. I told him I have the meeting at NECOG, next week, so I'll know more.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's definitely a great opportunity to, again, use the money, not just use the money for something the town needs, but to make it, use it smartly so that it stretches further.
Yeah.
Because there will be some cost savings
Yeah.
by having the same person do both at the same time. And then this, as you said, this is immensely important for so many things. I mean, the affordable housing plan, as well as
That's what they think for.
economic development.
This could help with grants, like, if we wanted to do like a revitalization of Church Street and work with the private owner.
Yeah.
There's grants out there for that, but this would be something that a person like this would be able to help us with, because those grants are really involved and really, this is where this person could help us with that, could help us redo Church Street.
Yeah.
What was it, Mark said that they got one in Plainfield and within 6 months, the amount of grants they took in, one paid for, what they spent on them.
On the individual to help write the grants, yeah.
She paid for her salary.
So, and we have someone who now lives in Bond now, and then we talk about it.
So that was the community conversations in the ARPA fund. The next is the Wiley Schoolhouse proposal. So we received 2 bids for the electrical work, and we sent them over to the Wiley Schoolhouse Renovation Committee, because the bids were like apples and oranges, because we didn't really have a clear need for when we sent the electricians over there. We just kind of said we need the wiring redone, and maybe this, maybe that, but it's ultimately the renovations committee that knows what they need done over there. So the bids weren't even close to each other. So I gave them to the renovations committee and said, you guys know what you need. Some of these bids are more detailed than others, so you can talk to both of the electricians and get your questions answered and see who you think is better. So this was their response. And we just have to decide if we're gonna pick who they suggest and move forward. that they would like two written references for Millennium. So that's who they're suggesting. We recommend that the town accept the proposal from Millennium Electric LLC. The only thing that we probably have to hold off on is the mini split, because that would be an HVAC company, not an electrical company. We could just check with the electrician to make sure that whatever wiring is in there is suitable.
Isn't the last item here, after number 3, the 5 bullets at the bottom? Most schoolhouse renovation committee will recommend following an acceptance of the HEC proposal by the town. Adding a mini split.
Yeah,
Item 5.
yeah, the mini split, that's a new thing. That's not in that plan before. I think there's.
Right, I think that's why HEC came back at 11.5, because they're adding.
No, they weren't. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
It seems like they were, and then that right there, it looks like they're recommending the other company.
I think we need more clarity from the WSHRC on exactly what they're asking for. Because I agree with you, it's not clear what they're asking for. And as you stated, they know what they need, we don't. So they need to come back to us and ask for exactly, this company is offering exactly what we need at this price, and we can discuss from there. But I think they're kind of, there's some ambiguity on which path they think is the better path to move forward with. Because the question that comes to mind right here is on that mini split. Looks like they hadn't considered a mini split, but the way I read it, looks like HEC was proposing a mini split, and while that is not part of the historic character of the interior, it's done unobtrusively, and then they're saying rather than renovate the wood stove. So did they already have in their
They have it on
plans?
their plan to renovate the stove and the chimney, but there's no price assigned to that.
So they haven't gotten bids on that yet. So even if they don't renovate the wood stove, they'll probably still have to do the chimney to ensure that the chimney is safe and not just a huge hole in the building. That's going to be, inefficient in terms of heating. So I think.
Right, so I'll touch base with them and see exactly what they're recommending. And go over their, recommendations, like, bullet points that they have. Because to add a mini split's gonna cost a lot of money. And on top of that, it's gonna add another cost. Take a long time cost. So I'll touch base with them, have a clarification. The next, for full business action, our general code of the ordinances is ready to move to a public hearing at a town meeting. We have to set the, I have no idea.
And I think we were looking at, I was looking at Tuesdays, August 24th and the 31st. Hello, for the public hearing. Huh?
August
I have
24th
to
or
go on my
31st?
calendar here, so.
No, this is- It's Tuesday evening, so, you know.
So we can do a public hearing on the 24th, and then we're going to go to town meeting
I was thinking August 7th or the 14th.
September.
Yes. We're doing the audit, that's 7,
Yes. First thing's good, because people won't be on vacation.
Well, because, take construction as well, so I get envelope after envelope.
Yeah, we have a regularly scheduled select POS meeting that night, but we can cancel all those schedules.
I get.
Do you want to do the 31st and the 14th?
The 31st.
31st or 24th?
Well, if you're doing the 14th, then it's, the 31st will be 2 weeks, then 2 weeks later you have the.
Got it, 31st and 14th. I like that.
Oh, I know.
Hope you there, Rod.
So I don't know how, it's the most complicated part, kind of like explaining the. And how to get the information out there for everything, and how we're gonna do it, if we're gonna go through each thing, or how we're gonna do it. Like,
Right.
every time.
It's a huge packet. Jim and I were talking about that, we're thinking at least kind of post it on the website, and then if you want to come in and get a printed copy, you know, you might have to pay for a printed copy, but you can download it from the website, maybe you can look at it. Because it's gonna be,
It's pretty, it's.
every
mostly
single
text.
ordinance is,
Right, that's getting the stuff out ahead of time, but how are we gonna handle it the night of? Are we gonna vote on it ordinance by ordinance, or do we have any way of grouping them?
I think I'm gonna talk to the attorney and see how they've done this in other towns, because other towns have done it.
Because I could see it, I don't think it would be feasible to do it ordinance by ordinance, but I think maybe all or nothing, or grouping of similar ordinances.
Yeah, moving would be, they used to have them set up kind of together, I think.
Yeah, because the whole ordinance code is organizing, like right now our ordinances are so badly worded, and so there's ordinances that have been repealed that are still in our ordinance book, so this is gonna clean out all of those repealed ordinances and fix all the typos and fix all the wording and fix places where there needed to be a little bit more clarification. And the attorney's going through them all, have gone through all of the changes to make sure that everything we're doing is good, so.
And then when we're done, we get to,
Then we have to
Put it
explain
up.
it to everyone.
well, but then we get to publish it, because this is
Oh,
something
yeah,
that for
it'll be
years I've
online
been,
now.
there's always something like, how do I look up what a town code is? Don't know.
So now
And even then.
the ordinances will be online, so everyone can look at them and read them and understand them, and they don't have to come and say, but this ordinance said, and we're be like, well, that ordinance is repealed. If you flip the pages back here, right here, it was repealed, but it's just still.
A clean slate is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Get all the junk out of there.
So I will, talk to the attorney and find out how other towns have done the meeting. In a way that's gonna be clear to the residents and not take long.
And the first slide on the presentation is going to be the speaking rules for that meeting.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions about that?
No.
So So next we have action, new business, driveway permit, the first one, 207 Brown Road.
I went up and looked at it, and I talked to, I don't know his name now, but
Mr. Rose.
he's a decent guy. I told him that I didn't like this. There was a little bit of lip in. I told him no lip, but if the town hits that lip with a snowplow and it rips it up, the town is not gonna be responsible, because I told him, keep putting it. I don't think that it would rip it up. I told Julie that I do like that put in, and he was gonna have the people who did it go up and, try to, whoever did it had never done it before. They did it not very neat, but that's not my place to say whether it's neat or not, right? But like I say, as far as I'm concerned,
If it's functional and it's not gonna
Yes.
impact the town,
Yep.
then
That's why I told him, I
Yeah.
said, if I want it written on there, if he doesn't get them to, and when I say six up a little, I mean a little, and I don't think a plow would catch it, but I still want to cover the town. So,
Okay, so he's all good to get his fund, his.
yes, we can read.
that's 207 Brown Road. I make a motion that we approve the driveway permit and release the funds. Yes.
I'll second that.
Alright, so the motion's been made and seconded to approve the driveway and release the funds for 207 Brown Road. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, carry none. Alright, so driveway permit for 417 Wiley School Road.
I went over and looked at that. They had, John from Boundaries do it, and I'm not gonna argue with anything he does. He has it coming out even better than I was gonna make him do it. They're gonna do it by his specs and no complaints, so as far as I'm concerned, I make a motion, we accept that driveway permit.
So are they getting a permit, or are we really think, are they already have it, or are they getting their money?
They don't have it yet, they haven't put their
Okay.
money in, they're not gonna do anything for a while, they're
Okay.
just getting things ready.
Okay,
And I told them, to come in and give Julie the money and
okay,
give a copy of the plans that, police did.
okay.
Do we need to approve
Yeah.
that then?
No, they brought it in, okay.
Okay.
So we're waiting for the finish.
Okay.
So you just need to approve it.
Where's the permit?
Then Ron already made that motion to approve the permit. I'll second the motion.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded to approve the permit for 417, Wiley School Road. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, hearing none, their permit. And I have to sign all these things. Ready to go. Next is new business discussion, the senior van grant. So that's the picture of the vans that I gave you guys. I'm just finishing up the grant application, and I, gave this to the elderly commission, and we talked to Joan about it as well to find out what size bus, or van to apply for. And the one that we've decided on is the, FA bus. It's on the, one of the ones on the back. It's 12 seats, 2 wheelchairs plus the driver, and there's no CEO license required. So it's a decent size, and we don't have to worry about
Which I think is gonna help us out a lot.
yeah. So that's the one we're applying for. And then cybersecurity training. I received a notice from, Mike Caplet at Venus that the state of Connecticut Homeland Security Working Group is going to use some of their funds for a trial license for security mentor training program, which is cybersecurity training, which is currently used by the state of Connecticut for state employees, which also includes fishing defense, and the program runs from September 1st,
To August of next
2021
year.
to August of next year, yeah, that's what I'm like.
Yeah.
So each town will be allowed to have 10 licenses, so,
I haven't looked at this yet, but this sounds like this is on-demand online training.
yeah, So we just need 10 people that want it, that are interested in doing it. And it's recommended IT staff, human resource staff, fiscal staff, and any others that want to do it. So we were thinking Julie and we wanted to do that.
And Pam.
Yeah.
I think we should, this is self-paced on demand, it'll be on the clock, so, I don't think we need to fill all 10 seats, but,
So I'm just thinking of anyone that we would want to consider for it.
anyone who's serving in any sort of administrative function should.
Anyone at school?
Oh, yeah, I can probably see it at school and maybe Rachel.
Yeah, because she's the one who'll be dealing with most outside correspondence.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I just got a sheet I have to fill out for people, so. And last but not least, the fingerprinting system, which Julie knows more about this than I do, because I haven't reviewed the training for it yet.
Is it digital fingerprint
The
system?
state just decided, it seemed like within the past month or two, it didn't seem like it was
So
really.
this is something they've been planning for a while, so it's an another online system. For anybody who needs to be fingerprinted, so we deal with it at the town level for fiscal permits, but like the school deals with it for, drivers or, hires. But it's very, so the training was for the people that actually do the fingerprinting. So what we do here is the fiscal permits, and I send them out to do the
Right, you send it to the
fingerprints.
state police
Yeah.
fingerprinting?
They use, normally, the process now is they go through their fingerprints, they bring their fingerprints back to me, and I mail them to the state police. But now they have to come bring their application, I think. Still not 100% clear on the whole process. They have to bring the application to me, plus their FBI privacy statement saying it's okay for us to see their criminal history. I have to give them a code. They have to take that code, go home, go online, find the right site, apply online, put the code in, pay online, and then they go down to the state police and get fingerprinted.
So my first question right there, does this system have its own tech support, or are you gonna be flooded with phone calls?
I don't
No,
have
because I already,
any.
did you get the email today with all the contact information? Because already they're having problems and
Right.
no one knows who
There
it
it is,
is.
no, and it shut down as of last week, and it's supposed to start this week. So as in the middle of training, I'm receiving 2 people to apply, and I'm like, I can't process your fiscal permit right now because the system is moving up and running. So honestly, it's gonna be a nightmare, I think, but I'm gonna have to give them the code, they're gonna have to go online and do it themselves, they have to pay online, that's the only way they can pay. The only other thing I'm thinking is possibly Group E will allow them to pay there. I haven't talked to them yet, I need to give them a call and see, they have weird hours that they're open for this. Then what it is I go onto the system, and normally I get an email now saying that here's the criminal history. Now I'm gonna have to go on every day and check to see. Because it's supposed to make it faster, it's supposed to be, you're gonna get an instant, like in 2 days, you'll have results. Whereas right now it's going up to 4 months. So once all the kinks are worked out and everybody figures out the process, it's gonna be much better, but I think it's gonna be a total learning curve.
So is this supposed to be, what is this, like a tying into national NCIC?
Federal and state.
Okay.
So you're gonna get the federal and state, criminal history response like within 2 days. And it's all online, so that all the fingerprints would be digital. But that has to be done at the state police, so we have to send them to the state police to do that. So I'm still not clear about whether they can, because some places are allowed to apply and say, okay, you can take the payments for them, which isn't gonna be up here, it would have to be the state police. So I don't know what Troop E's plans are, so.
So more to come.
I gotta call them and speak to them and find out what their system is and what I'm supposed to recommend to for our people, what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
I don't know what's going And I have two right now that have already been fingerprinted. I'm like, what do I do with my fingerprints? I already have their payment. I don't think I can accept their payment. I don't think the state is gonna accept their payment. So I think I have to give it back to them.
And then you have to deal with two irate individuals.
We're trying to figure out how to do it online, because I don't even, we need to put the website up where they're supposed to go online, but we can't, we have a service code, so I don't know if it's my service code or True Beat service code they need. I think it's mine, it's a Voluntown, not mine, but, Voluntown service code. They need to do that to True Beat to pay.
It's gonna be confusing for residents.
Because like I said, the training was for people that are doing the fingerprints. I'm like, I'm not doing the fingerprints, I'm processing physical cards. How does that change my process? And they're like, we don't figure it out.
No, here, take the class, take the quiz.
This
Just
is how you
certified.
do fingerprints. We don't care about the rest of that.
Okay.
And we're being audited fairly soon. They haven't told us who's being audited, but they're doing the FBI audit. They were supposed to do it last year, but it's supposed to be done. I think we should have been notified by now of when the audit was gonna happen. But the next year, everybody in Connecticut is being audited by the FBI audit. So, hopefully this is all figured out before the, or hopefully they're not auditing that part of it.
So that's. And that,
And Ron, you're next.
Adjournment, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second the motion.
motion's been made and seconded to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye. I guess you wanted that.